And
What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday Night Live. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. It's been an interesting season so far. Dynamics have shifted. We've got some alliances that have been broken up, some alliances that have been formed, a new cast member that we thought we were going to gag over, and instead we're just ready to
not
see
me,
her
girl.
on out the door. Not no, she said, "Who's we?
I've
Who's
said we all
we?
there. I
Who's
was.
we?" All right, guys, I see that we've got, what is it, 33 viewers already in. We see we've got some of our regulars in here. We've got Durga that is in the chat. Thank you guys so much for hopping in. If you guys haven't already, please make sure that you like and subscribe to this video. Also, turn on your notifications, so that way you are aware anytime that we go live or drop a new video. As you can see, we've got an oldie and a goodie and a newbie on the panel. Tez, which one do you want to be, the oldie or the goodie?
I'm both.
Oh, okay. Not both. Ooh, how are you doing tonight, Tez?
You said what? I'm doing
How
good.
are you doing?
Wednesday, we're almost at the end of the week. January is the longest month of the freaking
I'm so tired.
year. And it's
I
just
agree.
like, I'm sick of it. Can we get to February or shit, May?
December?
Please.
How are you doing, love? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I'm doing good. I'm still ordering new furniture and I got my dresser and she's so sexy. So I just keep putting
I love
clothes in
that.
for no reason.
I love that, taking it in and out, in and out. I love it. I will say, you and I talked the other day about No Doubt announcing they were going to be at Coachella, and Love and I bonded a little bit over our shared love of No Doubt. I've been listening to my playlist of Gwen Stefani and No Doubt literally all week just to like pump me up. Love, I really think that they may do a reunion tour and fingers crossed push out another album because like Coachella's a big deal. So I'm hoping if anybody else is a stand for Gwen Stefani or No Doubt, please let us know. We're geeking out about that. So I know. I'm trying to communicate. I love that. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We left off last week with the ladies preparing for Spain, and Anne Marie and Crystal and Sutton kind of going at it. We get a little package of all the ladies preparing. Dorit is harassing her husband. Crystal is harassing her housekeeper. And Sutton is harassing Avi. We find that she is bringing glam, which is a little bit odd, to Spain because I don't equate the two of them together. But good job, Sutton, for trying. But she's also going to be smuggling the ashes of her deceased mentor and friend. And I'm like, this is kind of a felony. I want to say it's ashes are considered a biohazard, and if I can't smuggle weed onto an airplane, I don't feel like you should be able to smuggle ashes. Nonetheless, the ladies are all packed up and they arrive at the airport, and everybody actually does seem to be in not she acting out, seem to be in really good spirits. They were all kind of in agreement that they're excited for the food, they're excited for the drinks, and Garcelle and Erica are excited for the men. They get onto the plane. Dorit, of course, is bougie and extra. She's wearing $1,700 pajamas, excuse me. And Crystal is wearing $8 pajamas. So they finally arrive, and on the Sprinter van, we know that in Housewives echelon, Sprinter vans spell disaster across any franchise. So Sutton wants to play a game, and the first thing that I said was like, my God, we just started, please, let's not do this. But it's actually a really fun, lighthearted game. It's called All of a Sutton, and the premise is answer questions about Sutton. And so the ladies are all kind of laughing at her, like, of course we would answer questions about Sutton and make that a game. So she's asking, what is the name of my cat? What was my first job? And Erica said, a barista. And then somebody said, a stripper. And Garcelle said, no, that was Erica. So the ladies all kind of have a good laugh about that. Even Erica's laughing. She was like, yeah, guess not a whole lot has changed. They laugh about that. Sutton says, well, I mean, you made you made more money than I did as a nanny. As they go through the questions, Erica wins the game. She answers 3 questions right about Sutton. Garcelle wanted to know what the prize was. And when she finds out it was a tiara from Sutton's store, she says, oh, and is not that disappointed that she did not win. I thought this was actually pretty genius of Sutton to kind of make herself the butt of the joke, knowing that the ladies would kind of like, oh God, of course we're talking about Sutton. And everybody kind of laughed with each other. They kind of bonded. I thought it was a great way to start a trip, particularly because the last time they were together, it was very contentious. So, Tez, what did you think about the game? I think when we go to the cabin trip, I want to play a game centered on me. I'm going to think of the questions, and it's going to be a pretty mediocre prize, but I want to see who knows me the best.
Well, I know if there is a prize, it would be mediocre because it is related to you. I'll start with that. But I liked the game. It was fun. It's so funny because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, it makes sense to say all of a sudden many times. I've said it like in cross reference on the show. I feel like she may have gotten it from me. But then again, I mean, I don't know.
Should have trademarked that.
Yeah, it was fun. It really hit me, I guess, in this moment that because I was like, at this moment I wasn't watching, I was listening from upstairs, and I could actually hear Sutton speaking. I'm like, oh wait, this is her trip. So I was excited to see that she's planning a trip. She's made her way well in this group, and now I feel like when you plan a trip, you've kind of like made it somewhat. Because they don't just let everybody plan trips. Whether or not production's paying for it or not, or the individual housewife is, it's just always good to see that. So I was like, go ahead, son. You came from saying you didn't know what Rihanna Fenty was to because I didn't like Sutton when she said that actually. But I liked it. I thought it was cute. That. Yeah, no, but I ain't gonna hold it to her. But yeah.
What about you, Love? Were you surprised to see that Erica got the most answers right in the game?
No, I actually wasn't surprised at all because that's your ops, and your ops knows everything about you. So I knew Erica was going to win. If it wasn't Garcelle, I was just like, oh, Erica's about to eat this game. That's her enemy. Of course she knows everything. Of course. It was so cute. The name was creative. I don't think, she definitely didn't come up with that on her own, because I'm with you on that. That was not.
It was Avi.
Somebody helped her.
It was somebody. It wasn't Big Sut. But it was interesting. That is a really good point, Tez, because you have me thinking about the people that do host the trips, and they don't just give that out to everybody.
No, not the big cash trip. I mean, not the big one. I mean, this is the big one for their season. So yeah.
So this was a big one, but it was cute. Good start. It was adorable. Now I'm confused about Sutton having her friend in a drug baggie. Why is Sutton really
not a drug baggie girl?
Not a drug baggie.
She has him in a dime bag, and I was really confused about why he was in such bag, but we'll get to that.
Well, as we see, you're right. This is Sutton's first time that she's planning a big trip, and Sutton nails it. They get to the mansion or the casita. This place is gorgeous. It's huge. And the ladies are all getting their rooms assignment. Nobody is upset about the rooms. Everything is very old school Spanish style, which obviously they're in Spain. Everybody's got views. And as they're kind of unloading and getting a tour, they find out that the house is actually haunted. Erica's like, I could smell it. I could smell the spirit. Absolutely. The lady says, while she's never actually seen anything, the ladies are all like freaking out. They're like, what the hell did you book, Big Sut? Like, why are we in a haunted mansion? Anne-Marie was like, I don't know if I should be here because typically, like, if anybody's going to die first, it would be me. And Garcelle in her confessional says, if anybody needs to die first, I hope it's Anne-Marie. So I was like, same, girl, same. Appreciate that. The ladies are all assigned to the rooms and they start getting ready for dinner. And I think they're kind of all in agreement that Sutton is kind of like done a great job. I was surprised that there wasn't a bigger like hubbub, and particularly from Dorit, because that lady complains about anything, but there was no complaints about anybody's room assignments or anything. And so as they get ready for dinner, Dorit is in Kyle's room and walks in, and Kyle has her bag open. There's just tons of thongs and G-strings and leather like dresses and stuff. Well, Dorit looked disgusted. She was like, "What is this, honey? Like you're someone's grandma. Let's get you a home." She was like, "What is this, Kyle? Like, I don't know who this woman is. Like, I get you got a new body and stuff, but like, what is going on here?" And Kyle's like, "I didn't know like what like my mood was gonna be, and I'm like, lesbian. That's your mood, lesbian, femme queen, lesbian.
But she was dressed like a stud, so it was confusing.
She was, and Kyle takes a chance to like.
To me.
It was confusing to Dorit. And so she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go get ready. Like and Kyle said, okay, well, I need to put away my clothes. And Dorit was like, you can put them away in the trash. Like, no reason to wear these thongs, lady. Meanwhile, Sutton's booked a live music duo. And the ladies start kind of congregating for dinner. Garcelle looks great. Her glam is kind of getting her together. They're beating her face. Her hair looks good. Like, good choice. She's nervous about the stories of ghosts, and she says that she's Haitian and kind of recounts some stories of her growing up. She's like, I firmly believe in like the supernatural and ghosts and stuff. And she was like, I don't want nothing to do with this. Like, why am I here? Erica comes in and kind of says hi to her and Anne-Marie, and she's wearing her tiara that she won. And I'm like, Erica really is putting in an effort to like try to be, I don't know if it's like she's like, I'm clocked in and, you know, I have to get along with these ladies, or if it's because that Lisa Rinna is not there. So it kind of gives Erica an opportunity to forge relationships with other people. But either way, the ladies are all vibing. The ladies are all laughing. Kyle finally shows up and she's about 20 minutes late. They have a private chef and like everybody is kind of smitten and flirting with him. Garcelle says that she and Erica need to tag team him, and like Sutton can join if she likes. And I'm like, what is going on here? So what did you love, since you were the first to comment about the thongs? What do you make of Kyle bringing all of that Fredericks of Hollywood across the ocean to Spain?
Honestly, I'm starting to get a little bit irritated with Kyle. I feel like at this point, it's just forced. Like last episode, I was like, I'm confused. Is it real? You guys kind of got me on the edge. Everything is forced. Everything that Kyle is doing in some capacity, she has to circle back to some type of lesbianism, or I'm so different, even down to my clothes or what I do, or ooh, Morgan's shoes are here. Like, it's so calculating, and it's starting to be annoying, like, for me. So that scene didn't even make sense. That's why I was confused. I was just like, but you're dressed like Wanda Sykes, but your suitcase is looking like Dory.
My God.
Nobody else noticed the contrast in that scene. I was so thrown off.
She wearing her leather jacket and her short stud nails, but she want to wear a leather mini skirt. Like, ooh.
Look, I was like, but I said, but what you pulling out? Who's wearing that? Whose suitcase is this? I didn't know whose suitcase it was. It was so confusing. But Kyle, she's honestly starting to irritate me. But you're right, Jamie. Erica, honestly, it's redemption season. My ace is gone. Let me go ahead and put on this tiara and guess the games and be buddy. Like,
I like her. I'm enjoying her.
Whole new Erica. Mm-hmm. You can tell.
Cortez.
The only thing I gathered from this scene, and which I just saw a comment, is from Main Tips and Tricks, is that Dorit has been very shady to Kyle this entire season. I mean, I see them kind of going at it. I don't know what their friendship status is. We do know that there's like some kind of conflict that has been mentioned. I think Kyle, you know, she kind of feels like Dorit. What I think is going to happen, and maybe this already came out, but I think that Kyle is going to be on Dorit as part of the blame for the reason all the rumors are started. I think she's going to look at her just based off some of the comments. And, you know, she kind of already alluded to saying that, you know, Dorit was bringing up those things on camera and making her seem uncomfortable. And so to go along with that and the confessionals, I just can't wait to see what happens. We haven't really seen them having issues since Kyle threw shade at Dorit her workout gear. Remember that? So that's the only thing I got from this scene. I mean, I don't care about Kyle and any of them bringing panty stones and leather, whatever. Bring what you want to bring. Whatever. There's somebody out there that loves it, and clearly their name is Morgan. So yeah,
Morgan.
Allegedly.
Look, Kyle's gonna go on a rant. I don't want to hear her voice at all. So they get to dinner, and Sutton, for some reason, takes this opportunity to introduce the lady to said dime bag of ashes of best friend. And I'm like, at the dinner table, son? My God. Everybody's kind of like, oh, okay, this is okay. Why is he in a bag? Why are you in a plastic bag, yo? But it's fun. It's kooky. It's like, girl, what? Please put that up.
It
My
is.
God.
I lost my
Yeah.
appetite. I'm leaving.
It was
I'm leaving
the
table.
ladies did not. The ladies were eating and creaming. Not cream. Oh my God, moaning.
Hello.
Moaning over like the creaminess of the sauce or the fish or whatever. Like they were, my God, they were moaning over everything. And everything is actually going great. The energy is very, very light. The energy is very fun. So, of course, Anne-Marie takes it upon herself to drown the room in negative energy like she normally does. And her thick tongue were like, I want to take this time because I just want to talk about the feud with Sutton and myself. And Sutton...
That is not how she sounds.
That's how she talks. That's how she talks.
Are you saying that Anne-Marie says she tired of breaking their promises?
She said, I don't know what's going on, but Sutton and I had a little something.
Oh my God.
So Sutton was like, well, we're good. But she was like, the big thing that I didn't like was you insinuated that because I was single, I was lonely and insecure. And so we get a flashback to where Anne-Marie really thinks she's chewing. And she was like, I'm going to go home to my husband who calls me an 8. And I'm going to be happy and healthy and not be lonely and insecure.
8.5.
Baby, we round down in this house.
Oh, but you can't round. That's not math. No, that's
not math. Damn.
You can't change that.
Can't change that. So we do see it was she called them insecure, and Sutton's like, excuse this. So Sutton kind of says, I'm not insecure. I'm not lonely. I will tell you when I was lonely. I was lonely in my marriage because my husband was never home. And when he was home, he slept. I'm much happier now. And Garcelle was like, yep, I've been single forever. I got a little offended when you said we were all lonely and insecure. And then Crystal was like, yeah, you even called me insecure. And Anne-Marie was like, I'm going to get to you in a minute. And so you could tell like, okay, Anne-Marie brought this up because she really wants to beat up on Crystal. I was like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. So Anne-Marie starts recounting that the first time that she hung out with Crystal, she met Crystal. Crystal said that the women were shallow and uneducated. Dorit, Kyle, and Erica looked shocked. But Sutton's kind of laughing, and Garcelle was like, I mean, we're all educated. Like, it's fine. It's whatever. In the confessional, though, Dorit calls Crystal a child bride and says that while she was getting married at 12, the rest of them were building businesses and educating themselves. Child bride was a little microaggressive.
A little. She can't help but to be racist.
Microaggressive. But I want to, Dorit, if you're watching, Kyle was married at 19. Crystal was married at 24. Crystal founded her own coconut water business in 2012. The last time that I looked, it was valued at around $30 million. Dorit started Beverly Beach the year after she married PK. One thing that Dorit does have going for her, she owes more to the people who are suing her than Crystal's business is worth. So I guess you got that on her. So Sutton said was like, well, girl, like, I'm good on it. None of this is really offending me. But we do see a package of Crystal in the past being condescending about the lady's intelligence, which actually was really kind of funny to me because she clocked Kyle. She tried to clock Garcelle. Garcelle was like, bitch, I know what this word means, so we're not going to do this today. But it did kind of show that Crystal, if she doesn't do anything, she will get a chance to insert her vocabulary or her vernacular. And she is a Merriam-Webster of the group. And so then I was kind of believing Anne-Marie, but then Anne-Marie says that Crystal also said, all the ladies think they're socialites, but I'm the only true socialite. And I'm like, no, I don't see that lady saying that. So let's stop there. Tez, what are your thoughts on the child bride which when it comes to Chinese culture, women marrying white men, it's kind of been a long running stereotype that white men will go and marry younger women. I thought it was microaggressive. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm gonna start with first of all with the son and the lonely thing. For one, I was annoyed because I thought that they had their conversation, so I didn't. I don't. Suddenness to me is kind of like dragging this a little bit. Then they had the conversation. Y'all talked on the phone. Why are you still saying to you what was bothered? If that bothered you, then I would have hoped we would have heard that last week when she's on the phone with her, right? So I was like, okay. But what I got from this whole, so I'll continue. So then the child bride come in. First of all, Durga started this live by saying, "Hey, child brides," and I would say, "I am not a bride. I am not married. But if I was, I'll be okay, child. Where you at? Come find me." Not this plan. I'm too old now. I can't be nobody's child or that.
Used goods, used up.
But in this whole conversation, I absolutely do believe that she said those things in terms of them being uneducated. I get that from her because we know that she had these 13, 14 friends, and I believe there is more to Crystal than what we're seeing. I mean, she has a personality. On this show, she does not. So I believe that she definitely has it, and she definitely has a mouth and words to say that we're just not seeing right now. With Anne-Marie, I believe that she was projecting. A lot of this is really her true feelings. This seemed to me confirmed that she is an elitist. I believe that she, based off the whole lonely comment and how she, talks about her job and her career and things like that, I think she confirmed that she's an elitist in this moment. And I don't believe that. Now, I do think that she said the other things, but I don't believe that Crystal said that she was a socialite and things like that. I don't believe that. But what I did find, I did like this scene that all the ladies were cracking up. None of them really just kind of took offense to it. Dorit, again, is going to have a hard reunion in so many ways. I believe she's going to cry. And I say that because she has been coming at Crystal a lot in these confessionals as well. She's kind of been a confessional girl this season in terms of like a lot of mouth. And so I'm curious to see how this comes about. She's the most vocal about Crystal being like boring and not having a lot to say and not speaking up. Second is Kyle, right? But Kyle and Chris have had worse. But Dorit is so vocal. I don't know what her issue is with what's her name, but she found it so easy to believe that she said everything, even though I think so. But she found it so easy to believe, and I thought that was a bit of BS. All in all, I just don't think this really helped Anne-Marie. Because in a moment where you should have been either asking for an apology or trying to squash or get to the bottom of something, you chose to pull out some things at your purse that would further make Crystal look like a bad person versus trying to get down to resolve the actual issue. So I don't think this really hit Marie. And I think she is a definitely flop. And in one moment, I will say she's not a flop because, she's a flop for that reason too. But she's also a flop because throughout this whole season, she's kind of been more of a tag along. I haven't really seen her film with anybody other than Kyle and then the group scenes. And so I'm really wondering why did they give her this diamond? I don't think she needed it. I don't think she deserved it. I think she would have been okay as a friend of Kyle because that's what she comes off as. Simple as that.
Absolutely. Love?
First of all, everything that they brought out looks so good. Did you guys see the food? The salmon and like
got you hungry.
Oh my gosh. Everything looks good. And Storm is kind of cute. He wasn't all that.
He wasn't. I was like,
he wasn't all that.
This is why you single. Because Garcelle, look at what you be going for. Girl,
stand up, Garcelle.
Please.
Come on. Like his name is sexy. Like the name is sexy, but I was like, a Storm. I mean, anyway, the food looked really, really good. Anne-Marie, okay, this is the thing. You would have ate that. Trust me, you would have ate it if there was an elephant in the room. You can't call out something that's not happening. The fact that you sat there, they were having a good time, laughing, flirting with Storm, kikiing. Here comes Anne-Marie. Well, I guess I'll bring up the elephant in the room. Girl, what? We were just having a good time.
Nobody is nervous.
That was so weird to me. I was like, you just created something out of nothing. I'm all for calling the elephant out in the room. I'm all for that as a housewife. But she's trying too hard, and it's just so blaringly obvious. Like, girl, that was a peaceful moment. That's why you looked crazy. You didn't eat that. You did not eat that moment. That's why people were laughing. Kiki and Sutton was like, well, I'm educated. I don't know about you bitches. Well, I'm rich. So, you know.
Sutton was everything.
You know, they were just kikiing because they were having a good time. So it's like you came in and you tried to switch the energy. It didn't work, boo-boo. They were still tipsy and cloud nine in it, and you were laughed at like a joke, low key. They didn't care, also because they know it's true. So let's get to that. My thing is this. Crystal said that, of course. Everything but the socialite part.
Yeah.
I don't care, and I'll tell you why I don't care. How many things are we going to tally up everything that every housewife has ever said about them when they're mad or has a falling out or going against somebody? Like, are we serious? Who cares if Crystal said that? Yeah. Just like Erica mentioned, she was like, we've all said some things that and I thought she ate with that moment until she was just like, but uneducated and shallow, why do you want to hang out with us? I said, Erica, didn't you just run out of a cabin last season saying, you all see you dumb bitches? Like, come on. What did Crystal
drunk
do? Come on, like, Crystal didn't do nothing out of the ordinary. I don't care if she even said the socialite part. Who cares? And that's another reason why, A. Marie, you didn't eat that. They've already established it. They see the confessionals. We've watched the show. This is your first season. It ain't theirs. They've seen the things that they've said about each other and behind each other's backs. Who cares, girl? That's why they kept eating their little tartare or their little bruschetta. And they had a good time drinking their bubbly. You did not eat that. You suck. You're a loser. And like Ted says, why does she have a diamond? Does she have like a stock up in NBC? There's something we don't know. There's something we don't know. Because I've seen a lot of waste of a castmate positions. This one is so bad and so not needed. Like not needed at all. At all. In any capacity.
I can see Crystal saying that, but I think it was more geared toward probably Erica and Kyle and Dorit, because she's been pretty vocal about that. I mean, she may even be able to say it about Garcelle or Sutton, but like, I don't know.
You bet not have said it about Garcelle. Okay, so see now I'm about to get in my seat.
But somebody said in the comments, Anne-Marie came in or Sean S. She tried to turn the group against Crystal, and it really didn't work because the people that were still on Crystal's side continued to be on Crystal's side, and even the people that weren't really on Crystal's side was like, okay, like Crystal has said that stuff before, so that ain't the gotcha you thought it was.
I will say, as long as Crystal is not saying I had sex with all of New York, I mean, what's wrong with that?
These girls say the worst things. They
really?
say the worst things. That's why I'm like, who cares?
She said you're uneducated. Well, I mean, you some of y'all are, and y'all act like it. And you're shallow. Yeah, Dorit wore $1,700 pajamas on a 10-hour flight. Like, girl, like, you owe people money.
Stop wearing the pajamas. I feel so bad.
Stop wearing it.
She's so broke. She is so broke.
But Durga makes a comment. She says Kyle was eating up everywhere because she genuinely dislikes Crystal. I don't think Kyle ever got over Crystal punking her at the reunion and saying she was not smart.
She's the second person that outside of Dorit that has been like on this train of Crystal is boring. Crystal is boring. Crystal is boring. Like it's
very a concentrated effort. I was like, Crystal kind of been boring though. So I don't know why you ate it up when Crystal was against Sutton last year. You ate it up. You were on Crystal's side last year, but to now she's boring. And now, So, but it continues. You know, we see after the package of them being condescending and Anne-Marie saying that Crystal calls herself a socialite and nobody else. Sutton was like, well, I am a socialite. I'm out of everybody. It would be me.
I am educated.
I am educated and I'm rich. So Garcelle asked,
every 30 days rich. Okay.
And it shows with how she planned this trip. Money. Money. She said, "What's your budget production?
Well,
I'll chip in
I
the
don't
rest.
know
I'll
about
chip
this
in the
house.
rest."
The house does, I'm going to say something. I've been to Spain,
I would not say
and remember the Housewives of Atlanta went to Spain, and
Yeah.
they were in their house, and then Nene got them hotel rooms because
Yes.
So I didn't witness home. My stay wasn't like these experiences. So the housewives need to do better because these houses are kind of like creaky. They don't.
But I think
Well,
I think being weird.
I think they're going for historical.
Like the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that I don't like.
Like if you're going to Spain, let's stay in a hacienda.
No.
No, don't put me in a house that was built
Y'all bougie
during like BC times before Christ. I'm not staying.
Yeah,
in that house.
I still want stainless steel appliances, and
I'm not doing.
Yeah, no, I would love that. I will stay in an old house. I love that. I love that.
You would? What about when Erica
Yes.
lifted up the attic? I would have swung on her.
Absolutely, I would love that.
Up an attic?
Why would I go to another country to stay on a Hilton? Why would I go to another country? I can stay in Hilton here.
Give me a headboard. If I one of them beds didn't have no headboard. It was on the wall.
Not a mattress on the floor.
I was like, this is not house. I'm sorry. This is even myself. Like, no, give me a headboard, please. I don't want my head touching the wall.
So y'all are shallow. So Crystal was talking about y'all. Crystal was talking about y'all being shallow.
Yeah, that's me. But I'm educated.
That was you. But you're educated.
But I am.
So Garcelle asked her clear enough. Did you say that? And Crystal was like, I'm actually very offended you would ask. I was like, yeah, you said that. You said that. And she was like, why, girl? I'm giving you the opportunity. Why? She was like, no, does it sound like something I would say? And they were like, yeah. She goes, have I ever called myself a socialite? And they were like, no, actually, it doesn't sound like anything you would say. And Anne-Marie's like, you absolutely did. You totally did. And she was like, okay, well, she says, this is, what did she say? Hold on, let me get my notes. Oh, she says, Crystal, you are someone who feels like they have to make themselves feel better than anybody. You are very insecure for that. And Sutton kind of is like, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe she does. And Crystal is pissed. And she was like, you know what? This is coming from someone who calls herself a doctor when she's really a nurse. And I'm like, ooh. So they keep fighting a little bit more. And Anne-Marie is like, I actually want to thank you from you. And Crystal's like, for what? And she's like, because I made your ass relevant. And everybody's kind of gagged. Anne-Marie kind of, Garcelle is kind of like, oh no, we're not going to do this. She follows up randomly with like, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. And Crystal says, when have you been kind? She was like, I'm always kind. And it was just kind of weird. Anne-Marie is one of those ladies that is putting on for the camera. And so like she kept trying to get sound bites. And it was very odd. So Sutton's like, all right, well, this dinner is over. Everybody gone and get to your rooms because we're not going to get anything resolved here. There's a comment. She said, Crystal zeroed in on the socialite comment with such like tenacity because it was the one thing that was untrue. The one thing she was like, I did not say that. So Love, what were your thoughts on, her calling Crystal insecure again and then saying that she feels that she has to make herself feel better than everybody?
I kind of missed the first season, Crystal, where she would like
drag people,
have more like you would get more. Crystal's just been put in her place too much this season. Even in circumstances where she's right, she's wrong as hell in this scene. But in situations where she's 100% right, like Dorit, you let that woman sit up in your house and say, you got it wrong. I never said that. Get out my house. What are you talking? Like Crystal could have, and in this situation, Anne-Marie is going for your throat. She's failing, but she's trying. And you're just, even though I know you lying, girl, we know you lying. But you gotta be better in situations like this. Crystal was a disappointment for me. I expected so much. It was such an easy housewife pivot out situation. It really was.
Yeah.
You could have easily thrown that, pull a Dorit and be like, okay, Anne-Marie, well, you know what, Sutton? Didn't you say you questioned Kyle's marriage last week? Let's talk about that. You could have easily done that. That's how quick it was. But she just let Anne-Marie try to get her, and it wasn't working. I agree, Jamie. you could tell she studied the show. It's annoying when there's a housewife that is a super fan of the show. You could just tell that you've seen more than one season. You get the dynamics, you get the formula, is what I'm saying. You're not just the, I watch it here and there type of fan. You're like the formula of the sit downs, how to react, when to say something. Will this land? Should I throw that in there? Call her a name? Like, you could just see the wheels in her head kind of turning.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's corny. She's just so corny. I don't know how else to wrap her up besides that. Because she's thinking that she's eating. It's cringe. Like, her moments, I'm like, oh, girl, that wasn't cute. Like, nobody cares. She's a one-season wonder. I can feel it.
Well, and even Wonder, she's a one season.
Right when they were leaving, Garcelle was like, grab your phone and your ashes. I hollered so loudly. I screamed the loudest.
Garcelle be wearing something out.
I said, not your phone and your ashes in your dime bag.
Garcelle really wears something out, and I love their friendship together. Tez, what are your thoughts on Amory? Do you think she feels like she's going, like, checking the boxes of, like, fight, argument, soundbite, bringing this up?
Yeah.
I think, in the words of Jackie, Dr. Jackie, she's showing her slip. Like, she's really, as I mentioned, she's projecting. Like, she is the one that is coming across as somebody who cares about status and being a socialite. And, her marriage and things validate her being a doctor or anesthesiologist, a nurse, or a anesthetist. Is that how y'all see it? I think y'all got on us last week. Anesthetist, did I say it right? Because y'all was trying to get us whatever. What Chase called it? He called it something. I don't know. But basically, she's the one that is, like, showing it. And so when you mentioned the comment, Love, about, like, being a super fan, this is why I didn't mind Monica, because Monica was a true super fan, clearly.
Yeah,
she didn't come across as one when she was on the show. You wouldn't have. She kind of came in and she did some things, but it didn't seem like every moment was a action. It seemed like she was actually trying to, she caused drama, and the everything seemed a little bit more organic to me. And Beverly Hills is kind of lacking in this whole casting department. I mean, we had the lispy lizard lady with the tongue last year, Diana. We got Anne-Marie. I don't know what they're doing. Like, maybe they should just, I don't know what they're doing, but they're flopping in this category, because there's nothing about Anne-Marie that makes me interested to watch her at all. Like, I don't look forward to her scenes. I think there's nothing even more to learn about her. I mean, we don't even know if she's really a doctor or not. Did y'all see the article where it was something, or a page, I don't know if it was like the Nurses Institute or somebody came out and they basically was, like, coming at her. Dr. Nicole has said things. Of course, Miss, what's her name from Dallas?
Dr. Moon.
Tiffany Moon.
They all getting on to her. It's just like, you are really going out bad. And at the reunion, I want to see what she says and what she does. That comment about making somebody relevant, it would have hit if she had actually, been relevant.
Did something. Like, if
mean,
Monica said that in Salt Lake, we would have been like, eat, bitch.
Yeah.
I think that she said that. I think that was her saying, like, girl, they said you boring, so now you finally got a voice because of me. I feel like that's what she was trying to say. And I mean, she kind of, that somebody made a comment in the show about, what provokes Crystal. Something about her provokes her about it. But I believe anything, it was the comment about eating disorders and just her coming for her newly kind of formed friendship with Sutton. I think that's really it. So, Anne-Marie, you need to get some relevance in yourself, because you're really not that relevant. I want to see her at the reunion. Yeah, I want to see her at the reunion. What happened.
It's very odd that one, as a medical doctor, I mean, because obviously we've had 10 seasons of Married to Medicine. None of those doctors have ever commented on someone's medical history, made assumptions, made anything, even if now they've thrown a lot of shade, they've had a lot of accusations, but I think as a medical professional, you understand the importance of, even though that's not your patient, there's a certain level of propriety that you have to have when discussing medical diagnoses and medical things. And it's just very odd, particularly coming from Anne-Marie. We know like how small the medical community is when it comes to Black doctors in general, the small percentage. And to see her kind of like flippantly just be like, well, maybe she has an eating disorder. I don't think that you actually have the diagnoses. It was just kind of like, that's a weird way to move when so many other doctors are fighting to be taken seriously by their peers who look at them like they're less than. Like, why would you kind of do that? It's just odd. It didn't land like in the commercial, the preview. It landed a lot better. And then when you saw it in the thing, you know what it gave me? You know when a housewife has like a comeback or something that they want to give, but the opportunity to give it doesn't land organically, so they have to kind of like make it up like, oh, well, you should thank me. Like, girl, why? We weren't even saying anything about why do I need to thank you? Like, we were. It gave me very much when Aviva in New York knew she wanted to take off her leg and throw it, but nobody was calling her fake or phony. They were just like, oh, well, we don't believe you or something like that. And Aviva was like, the only thing fake or phony about me is this. And everybody was like, nobody called you fake or phony. I don't know how we got here. Like, that's what it felt like. And that's why it doesn't, you know, she rehearsed that line in the mirror all day. She couldn't wait for it to land, and it did not land. Well, the ladies are all in their room. They are all getting ready for bed, and Garcelle is scared because the place is haunted, so she sneaks off to Sutton's room. It's like 2:30 in the morning. That lady is up, walking around, gallivanting in her room, trying on hats. And if you remember at the beginning of the season, Garcelle was pissed off that Sutton would not go to sleep in Las Vegas, and now she's like, I'm actually very excited about her staying up. I really like their friendship because it's very much as an odd couple. Sutton is the kooky, weird one, and like Garcelle always like kind of makes fun of her, but it's very in like a loving, like sister kind of way. So like social media has over the years said that their friendship is fake and it's purely for the show. And like seeing them together, I was like, I think they genuinely enjoy each other. They genuinely enjoy being around each other. But the next morning, everybody gets up for breakfast. None of them really slept. Garcelle goes to talk to Anne-Marie about the argument. Erica is doing vocal warm-ups, and Dorit's like, what is that bird sound? Like, it sounds like somebody is dying in here. Sutton is going to talk to Crystal about their fight as well. So Anne-Marie is talking to Garcelle and was like, I am not a liar. I'm a lot of things. I'm an 8.5, but I am not a liar. And Sutton is kind of talking to Crystal, was like, you know, Anne-Marie is calling you a liar. She's making it seem like you're a liar to everybody in this group. And Crystal is like, I'm really upset because like I feel like everybody just believes it. Nobody believes me. And I'm like, well, you owned up a little bit of it. Dorit and Erica believe it a little bit. And like you said earlier, Love, like Erica kind of surprised me because I thought that Erica would take this opportunity to really drag her or be nasty. But Erica was like, but, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's like she said it before. But like, okay, like it's not anything new that Crystal hasn't said. Like we've heard it before. She's told us to our faces before. Sutton wants to know why Crystal isn't standing up a little more for herself. And I think we all were like, girl, get her, like drag her. You've done this in the past. You have no problem sparring with people. And so Crystal says, well, you know, Sutton, you're someone that needs the person that you're arguing with to take back what they said and validate that you are in the right for you to feel better. I don't need that. Like I know what I said and I know what I didn't say, and I don't really need to be validated by her. Sutton is kind of talking in her confessional saying that they did have some ups and downs and acknowledges that, but she's very happy with her friendship with Crystal now. And she wants her to stick up for herself more. She wants her to kind of tell Anne-Marie that she needs to tread very lightly with her. So they're all downstairs waiting for the Sprinter van, and Erica gets a message and was like, oh, by the way, I got some very happy news, and I think it's important. Crystal, you might think it's important. I'm like, God damn, this girl can't catch a break. But she was like,
episode, just
I was like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. So we find out that it's a small legal battle. In the case of the earrings, they find that there needs to be more evidence that the earrings were purchased with funds that were misappropriated. And I have to say, at first when she brought Crystal up, I was kind of like, damn, like that's a little shady. But then I was like, Crystal did point blank tell it to her face. What about the earrings? How did you purchase them? Crystal really was, you know, kind of in her face about it. So I can see where she say, Crystal, you may find this important. But the gag is nobody really cared about the news. They were like, oh, that's okay. Everybody actually said, what's that mean? What does that mean? And she had to explain it. They were over the earrings. Crystal was like, okay. Sutton changed his course really quickly. It was like, all right, guys, we gonna have a good day and let's not get loud with nobody here. And Erica feels a kind of way because she's like, well, damn, like I would have thought that these ladies would have a more positive reaction, celebrate me a little bit more about it. And I do have to say, I do feel a little bad for Erica. Like even her homegirls were like, huh? What's that mean? Speak of it. And then even then I was like, well, Crystal's right. Y'all a little uneducated because it's kind of it's kind of plain English there. Like I understand what it means. In her confessional, Garcelle takes the opportunity to throw a little shade. She was like, I'm really happy that Erica gets this win. I, would hope that she can quell, like, her conscience and make herself feel better and maybe give some money back to the victims. I'm like, God damn, Garcelle. Like, let this lady go. Let her go, Monique. Let her go. Mm-hmm. So they get on the bus. And Erica, you can tell that she's kind of upset. She said that, they're not celebrating the win the way that they should, especially the way that they were so vocal in her downfall and so vocal about the earrings. She just thought that there would be some acknowledgement of their wrongdoing. So we'll recap just this last quick little bit. Let's go ahead and get the link to the chat in here. You guys, you can call in, give us your feedback on Anne-Marie. Are you for her? You think she's a flop? Did Crystal say that? So they are going to their destination and they're on a road that is literally like back and forth. And we can see it in the back of the bus. It's winding. And everybody starts to get sick. They're like, okay, I can't look behind us. This is crazy. Crystal really, really starts to get sick. And at first I kind of thought that she was just being dramatic, but she starts to like kind of hyperventilate. Like, no, I need to get off this van. Get me out of this van immediately. Production was like, are you sure? Right now. She's like, get me off this damn van right now. So the van right now. And as soon as she's off that van, she's throwing up all over the side of the road. And she kind of gets back in and Garcelle is like, are you okay? She was like, bro, I don't know what's going on. Like, look at my hands. My veins are popping out. And Garcelle's like, I don't think that's normal. So both of the vans kind of stop. And here, would be a prime example of, Anne-Marie, let's put that medical profession. You took an oath to take care of people who are sick or whatever, no matter what. And she just kind of walks over. She's like, what's wrong? And Chris was like, I don't know. I just feel really crappy. Like my veins are like popping out of my hands. And Anne-Marie was like, that's crazy. That's it. And Kyle is like, well, I'm going to call 911. And Amber, like, that scene of the movie where everybody's like, is anybody a doctor here? And they're like, I'm a doctor. I can help. Anne Marie's like, that's nuts, y'all. Your hands are crazy. And like, that's it. The scene kind of ends with the ladies. They're just kind of all rallying around Crystal. Crystal's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And that's the end of it. So, Love, what are your thoughts on this little end package? Would you have given Erica some grace on this kind of win about the earrings? Should the ladies have given? I knew you were going to say that. I just thought.
What win? I almost had to grab my glasses to look. What win are you talking about? All you told us was the main court was like, yeah, we might need just a little bit more evidence for you guys to prove that money is where the earrings came from, but we're going to see you guys on March 4th. Erica came in like if she was like dismissed without prejudice. Like if she really was clean out of the woods, just vindicated. I was looking like, girl, sit down. We don't care. Number one, why do you expect the people? I wanted to be like, Erica, people died. Like, bro, I don't think you can expect anybody to be like hip hip hooray outside of your village. Don't expect that. Don't expect that. It's a little weird. So the expectation was weird, but it also made me realize how out of her mind she was and is with this, it was a reminder. See, she's been doing good all season. And then now here she comes with the BS. And now I'm like, okay, here we go. Because that complete delusion. I don't feel bad at all. Nothing has happened. You got a little, like you got a little, like you gasp for air a little bit. But girl, sit down. I need you to be disappointed in the ladies after the verdict and everything is done with every single case. So we'll see you in about 15 years because this is far from over, Miss Jane. Number one. Number two, if I would have been sick like Crystal. That windy, my motion sickness. But I'll tell you one thing. I don't care how damn sick I would have gotten out that sprinter. A-Marie ain't checking a pulse, my blood pressure. She ain't giving me an icy pack. None of that. There are medics in production. I would have been like, get away from me. You can go. I'm good. You ain't gonna have no camera time on my sick moment. I'm cool, sis. I don't know who called her over. I have to look at the episode again. Who called over A-Marie? I was like, why is she coming over here? If I was Crystal, I'd be like, get me in the stretcher now. I gotta go. I do not want to film with this woman no more at all. And Kyle, like you were saying, Tez, every chance she gets, I could tell there's something about Sutton and Crystal that she is just gunning for. Like any chance she can get at saying anything about those two, maybe more Crystal, more Sutton than the other, I don't know. She goes for it every chance. That's all I got.
I agree. Tez, I almost called you Danny. Tez.
That's fine. I can be Danny too. Quickly, so the conversation with Crystal and Sutton, I took some from that too, because basically what she was saying was like, I don't need someone, I don't need an apology, I don't need all these things. For me, I go based off of my integrity. If I say I didn't do something, I didn't do it, then that's just what it is. I don't need to go back and forth. So I like that. I was like, you know what, I should probably start moving in that same way. I don't need an explanation or need apology, but sometimes that's something that we all do. So that was very impactful to me. As far as Erica, I'm not gonna lie to you, no one cares. That whole group in that room was basically us in the world. We don't care. We went through a whole 2 seasons, was it 3 seasons almost? About victims and bumping their head and rolling down hills, and then it's snowing in California. We went through a whole season of a bunch of mess. And so, Erica, if you're watching, we don't care. But Erica has a habit of just kind of like presenting unclaimed victories, because I think in the previous season, I think she pulled up some article and was like, see y'all, I'm good. And it was like, it really didn't do anything. It
just got postponed.
It got postponed. It's like, Erica, again, you are not educated. You're not even educated she's not even educated on her own case, because clearly she thought that she was going to get something from these girls. And like somebody said in the chat, I don't think they even wanted to go there with her. It was from Robo's adventure. Like, we don't want to. Last year, you literally said, I don't give a damn about anything but me. So if you don't give a damn about anything but you, we don't care about this case, these earrings, all these. We don't care about any of that. Like, I do wish that she would have also mentioned Garcelle too, because Garcelle and Crystal were very vocal. Garcelle is still vocal in the confessional about these damn victims, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But it wasn't just Crystal; it was others. I think she looks at Crystal as an easy target, and maybe because she's on a good path with Garcelle, she's like, I don't want to go there with her. But no, she should have still did it. It would have made it more like, okay, because clearly Crystal's little wig is just being tossed around this entire
wig.
He needs a break. But as far as Crystal being sick, I actually cackled when I heard them mention Anne-Marie, because I knew that Anne-Marie was not going to be present or available. What would be even better TV? I don't know what happens next week if Crystal literally says, I don't want her touching me, just because that would be so funny to me, just because she would truly stand in, I don't believe she's a doctor. I don't know what she is. I don't know. I know she's sick and down and out. Her veins are popping out like the Hulk. I get it. But it was just, for me, it would just make for better TV. I don't know. That's what I would. If I was,
Delicious.
I would try to do that just because to be very consistent with the story. But all in all, yeah, Erica, we don't care. We don't care. Like we don't care. The earrings. Listen, I don't even have an earrings right now. I mean, somewhat. I don't care.
The verdict, that little victory was literally the equivalent of like you submitting a form and they send it back like, hey girl, you forgot to sign the document. So like sign the document and resend it back so we can move forward. Like that ain't a victory, girl. It's just like, oops, you forgot.
It's like when you get, you know, when you get you get sent to the second interview, like, okay, well, yeah, you got this first one. Now let's go.
You're like, God, praise God is good. I got a new job today, girl. That was the phone screen. You passed the phone screen.
You passed the screen. Exactly.
You passed the phone screen. All right, guys, let's go ahead. We got some callers. Ain't nobody cares. Like, girl, okay, you gotta keep the earring, bitch. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and let's bring on our first caller. We got Demisio on the line. Hey, Demisio.
Hey guys. Okay,
how are you?
I want to start off with this because I meant to say this last week. I was right along with Anne Marie. I didn't know who Taylor Dane was. So,
and you just
sounds like a you problem.
I didn't either. But it's
wow.
Okay.
Wow. I listen to white folks' music, but I didn't know who she was.
He do.
Well, I'm glad y'all are down in those squares because
didn't know who Taylor Dane was, honey. But no, I want to start with Erica. I'm like, y'all, girl, don't nobody care. We done sat through 2 whole years of this. We is tired, is dusty and dated just like you. And we want to move on, honey. Don't nobody care. And it's just like, girl, we just starting to really kind of like you again. So you really just need to sit back and go on ride your little redemption season out and just hush. Don't bring up no orphans and widows and victims and just let it go. Just move along like it didn't happen. Go to court and leave us out of it. We done been in it for 2 years now, going on 3. Like, let's just let it go, girl. Come on now. And the child bride comment. It's just like the read. You're digging a deeper hole for yourself. This is why we think you're slick racist. Because why would you say that? And it ain't like you was much older when you married PK either, girl. So what the hell does that make you?
Yep.
And as far as Anne Marie and Crystal go, this isn't as how Erica hyped it up to be. She made it seem like Anne Marie just laid into Crystal. And it's like we didn't got the episode, and I'm just like, where was delayed the end in the 2? Because I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I think that Crystal, the way Crystal reacted to it was very odd, to say the least, but do I believe she said that about them? Absolutely. I believe she said that 100%, but it's another one of those things like with Kathy. She said it, but we don't give a damn. Yeah, because I agree with her about some of them. Some of them are very shallow and uneducated. So heavy on it now. The shallow part was not a lot at all. About a handful of them.
Come on.
Because Dorit is shallow, Kyle is shallow, Erica is shallow. Like the lies were not. It's not like she lied.
Shallow wives.
Yeah, but overall though, the argument just wasn't like. I don't think Crystal cared, but I think because like she had to, like, I guess, engage in some sort of way. She had to, but I don't think Crystal cared because like she said, the only thing she did defend was the socialite comment. She was like, now wait a minute. I may have said a lot of things.
Now wait a
the
minute.
Socialite, that right there, that's a lie. But overall, I don't think Crystal could care about Anne Marie at all. And this whole jealous narrative that she's trying to portray that Crystal is, it's just like, girl, what do you have that Crystal has to be jealous about? She has one of the number 1 coconut waters in the world. Her husband has produced so much for Disney. He's a legend. What do you like?
She's Mrs.
What do you have for her to be like jealous of? I'm very confused on that. I don't get it. Why she wants Crystal to be jealous of her so bad? It just doesn't make sense. And this clout chasing thing, because she said that about Dr. Nicole too. And it's like, what is anybody? I'm like, Dr. Nicole, you have to be a bigger fish to be clout chasing about, girl. And it's like, if anything, Crystal and Sutton are giving you moments to talk about.
Yeah.
Because when it didn't work with Sutton, you moved on to Crystal. And I love that Crystal is having Sutton have her back, because nobody had her back at the table. They all were just sitting there looking, and I was glad that Sutton is sticking up. I'm loving this new Sutton, how she was saying, like, girl, you need to get her. Don't let her say that about you. You know, I do live for that, but I'll let the next caller on. That's really it, though.
Okay.
Thank you to BCO.
All right, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow at Miami.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye,
Before
guys.
we ask the next caller, I did want to mention to my comment about how Crystal said that she doesn't really like to, she doesn't need anything. She doesn't like when she says, you know, I think it works. And like Takira is saying here, Crystal needs to grasp her moments more. I think because she's on reality TV, she should change it up a little bit. And that would probably make her a little bit more interesting, because clearly the ladies are on a path of saying she's boring, but I think production is trying to kind of
give her moments
too. So it would help her if she would have maybe made more, but the fact that they wrapped that dinner up like that was kind of like, it was a moment for her to really be like Big Crystal or Big Chris.
Yeah.
But it was just like,
and she doesn't need to be loud to do that either. Right. She doesn't have to scream. She doesn't. And I mean, even whenever her and Garcelle, that scene got cut with her saying, this group wants me to scream at the top of my lungs all the time. And I'm just confused as to what production is doing with her, because she has moments where she's doing that. But I'm like, she doesn't have to scream. She doesn't have to go crazy. She is an intelligent woman. She's a CEO of a company. But they're not showing any of that with her. And I think she may be frustrated, but at the same time, girl, when someone's coming at you like that, it would have shut her up really quick to be like, I absolutely did call some of these ladies uneducated. I said that before. We've had our issues with each other before about that. So I'm not sure what does this have to do with anything? What does a first meeting I met have to do with you spreading medical information about another cast member you just met? What does that got to do? What is the 2 plus 2?
It doesn't. But I do think, like, obviously they kept the scene where she called Anne Marie a bitch. So they're keeping what they want from her, and unfortunately, if she's going to want to stay around, she's going to have to give them. She's going to have to give it to her. At least, give it to her a little bit. And then, then go back to being boring old Crystal. But like Chase just said, it's been 3 years, y'all. It's never going to happen. All right. Our final caller for tonight is going to be Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
How you doing? Hey, Jamie, I want to say I'm sorry, baby doll. I didn't mean to come at you like last time. I love you. I do,
Lisa.
You know what I'm saying?
Lisa,
I love you. You know I love you.
You came on real high. Don't be coming.
Lisa's in
Jamie, you let them have it. Stand in it. Okay, you acting like
Lisa's in her congenial era. She's in her congenial era. I love you too, Lisa.
Okay, let's get started, because my brother be getting on me all the time. He's acting too long. But I'm gonna say like this right here. I get it's like a 3. It's like kind of boring for me. And yes, I am Emily. We gonna read somebody good, baby. Okay, don't come in with this boring stuff. Okay, yes, I do. But Crystal said all of that. I really do believe that. I really do believe she said every darn thing, because she come off across like that. And I really do believe she thinks she's a socialite. I really do believe that. I really do believe. How you not gonna be a socialite? Your man directed The Lion King. Okay, what's up? Yes, I'm a socialite. My man directed The Lion King. Okay, my man worked for Disney. Okay, yes, I'm a socialite. Now, so what? Now what? Now come back with some more. Okay. Yes, indeed. Okay. So it doesn't. And who cares about Sutton and her darn game? Okay. Don't nobody care about that heifer.
Oh.
I'm just tired of her. Now I want to hear the game. She always trying to tell somebody something. Okay. Oh, she get on my nerves. And Anne Marie was white. Anne Marie was white. Yeah, y'all some lonely, insecure, bitter women. Okay, both of y'all single. Both of y'all ain't got no man, and y'all lonely and y'all insecure. God said both. So did you see Ebony say nothing about when she said insecure and lonely? Erica sit over there like she ain't talking to me. She's talking to y'all too. It is 3 women in the group. It's divorce. Okay,
I
you see
will
up and
say,
say
Lisa,
nothing.
I will say that would have landed better if Anne-Marie's husband wasn't accused of raping other women and calling her an 8.5. So that woman can go home all day long and say she ain't lonely, and then she's very happy in her marriage, but her
Yeah,
husband
that's
ain't,
true.
allegedly.
I give that. I give that. And I'm talking about them earrings, baby doll. Yeah, baby doll. Yeah, honey. I am celebrating because y'all seen talking about these 1.1 million some dollar earrings. Yes, I did, baby doll. I ain't finna give up on my earring, baby doll. After what you done hollering in the bedroom, she her mouth sore, her looking for. Okay, she had what you hollering in the bedroom for. No, I'm
Why is
not
her
finna give up
mouth
on them earrings for nothing in the world. I'm all about the victims, but I'm not finna give up on no earrings. Okay, no, we not finna get on earrings. We not finna get up on no earrings, baby. No, baby dog. I'm gonna wear my earrings. I'm gonna wear my earrings to the judge said, baby dog. I gotta get them back, and the judge said I ain't got them back. And that's the bottom line. Yeah,
Oh
Chris, you
my
got what you deserve when you got sick on that bus, okay? Yeah, if you want to talk mess, you got to stand in the bag. You got to stand in with the big girl. You sit up there, call that girl a bitch. So, baby, she came at you at the right way. You did call that girl a bitch, so you started it. When you call that girl a bitch, now, and I don't know where I'm from, you call a girl a bitch, but you get slapped in the face. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what part of you at, you getting big down. So, but you know what Anne Marie said? Nah, no, baby, it's not like that with me and her no more. They gonna call me a bitch. I ain't with that. No. I can deal with Sudden, but I'm not finna deal with Anne Marie. So you know what I'm saying? Hey now, I don't know about next season. I'm take something about Dorit. Dorit kind of weird to me, but I like her though.
Okay, we
You
know
know,
you.
with
God,
that child,
Lisa.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that. She said child, but I didn't get that. What you mean? Who child, boy? What you talking about? All y'all folks is 56 some years old. Talk about child, boy. What you talking about? I
You
didn't get
should
that. That's something like
research
that's
that
something
term,
like
Lisa.
that. I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't know about. I'm saying about the child bride situation. I'm like, who you talking about, child bride? I didn't get it. I mean, y'all women, like I said, they 56 some years old. I know my child bride. Girl, ain't no child bride up in there.
All right, Lisa, we
All the
gotta get
women
back at
married for
it. Okay.
money. I love you, baby.
Thank you,
Love you,
Lisa.
Jamie.
You have a
Love you,
Bye,
blessed
cousin.
sweetie.
day.
I'll see you later.
All right. Lisa says she did not. She don't want to play Sutton's game. She rather play Find the Earring. Clearly.
Look, and she
Lisa
said
also
her
said that
mouth is
Crystal
Oh,
sore.
should have been
Erica
sick,
got to
and
get that mouth.
Erica's mouth
Yes,
was sore. I just want to know
the
why
mouth
is
was
Erica's
sore.
mouth sore? Can y'all tell me in the chat why Erica's mouth
she,
was sore?
she
Please
said
tell us
she
why.
worked for those earrings. She
The mouth.
worked in the
She
bedroom for those
deserved those
earrings.
earrings,
I'm pretty sure
My
with
God.
the husband that she had, I don't think she had to work that hard. So I think she didn't.
Oh,
I'm just saying. So, Jamie, you want to take us up out of here?
I this is so much. This is so much. Guys, thank y'all so much. The comments are in shambles.
The comments, they probably
Oh my God.
we love y'all, and we love our
Oh
callers.
my
Our
God.
followers, they come in here. I try to make sure that I can, but as long as they ain't saying nothing crazy, disrespectful,
Uh,
I love it. And we love Lisa, we love Demisio. So
Lisa,
make
yeah.
Jamie.
sure you
So
call in.
thank you guys so much. I've seen there's a lot. We're having some of our regulars that I'm recognizing the names that have a lot. We're getting ready to lean out, but we would love for you guys to call in if you haven't. Jessica, I know you you and I tend to be on the same side of a lot of things. I would love for you to call in. Priya, I've seen you on a couple of our lives, and I don't think you've ever called in, at least when I was on. I would love to be able to speak with you and get some position. Poliver Girl as well. I saw that
You know
Ronnie
who ain't
stopped in
called
to
in
say
a
hi.
while? Sean S has
Who?
not called in a while, and I don't understand if she got beef with us. But Sean, you need
Oh,
to let us. Do we need to duke it out or what? I mean, what's going
not
on?
fight on the air. But everybody, thank you guys so much for joining. I know we had Sierra Content that was in here earlier. Robo's Adventure was in here. Like we said, Sean S. Haitian Empress hopped by, and I know we'll talk to her more tomorrow when we've got our Miami recap. So thank you to everybody. Main Tips and Tricks, Tawana Brooks, B Honey. Thank you guys so much for stopping by tonight and talking mess with us. We love you guys. Remember, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to this video. Sign up for notifications so you can know when we go live. We already wrapped up Salt Lake City. Epic season last night. The reunions for Beverly Hills and Miami are filming this week. Married to Medicine is also filming, which means we're a little more. Yeah, we're a little more than halfway finished with our seasons, which means we will be wrapping up. And as of now, there is no start date for the other franchises. We don't have a start date for New Jersey. We
keep it away.
It's going to be a while until you guys hear from us. So and we need a break. We absolutely need a break. So we've only got a couple more episodes left with you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. You guys have a fantastic night. We will see y'all tomorrow night for our live recap of the Real Housewives of Miami. Thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have an awesome night. Thank y'all.
Good night.